Hello, hello. If you would like to join me to chit chat about my Hobonichi Weeks, past, present, and future, then stay tuned. So I thought I would pop on here. I had done a little picture and teaser on Instagram and I labeled it to Hobonichi Weeks or to not. And I just want to talk a little bit about that and the decision that I made and how I am actually using my Hobonichi Weeks this year. I say using kind of loosely, and what my plan is for Hobonichi in the near future, not necessarily the future, but the near future. So I have done quite a few videos in the past that discuss different ways that you can use the Hobonichi Weeks. I'm just gonna adjust my lighting just a wee bit. There we go. And with that being said, I wanted to just kind of like zip through some of the ones, the covers and the ears, and talk about what I used them for, how it went, and so on and so forth. So I actually started with Hobonichi back in 2018. I did purchase one in 2017 and ended up selling it or bringing it back, or I don't remember, something. So yes, I don't know, I felt like the form factor was too small, and so I sent it back in 2017, and then I was like in 2018 I want to say it was probably Allie Brown, back when she was doing Patreon. She was using it and I just fell in love with like how she used it again, and I was like, I'm gonna try it and see if I can make it work. So a lot of you guys know that I actually use smaller form factor planners as my excuse me, as my on-the-go planners. And so the Hobonichi Weeks actually worked well for that. This year goodness, excuse me, froggy. This year I am using the A6 Day Free, and I've decided to use the same one for next year. And really for me, it's just because of the squareness of the pages. I am more of a square person. I'm square. But I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh because it like sets off my breathing still. But I definitely like the square form factor better than, you know, the north to south kind of, you know, more vertical form factor of the Hobonichi Weeks. But I really do like the way that they set up the Hobo Weeks, and it's just nostalgic for me now. I just kind of feel like I always have to find something to use it for. So let's just kind of flip through the years real quick. So in 2018, this is technically like my first year of, I'll just kind of scoot those over a bit. It was my first year of using it as my complete planner, not even an on the go. Like this was my catch-all, be-all for everything. So I had labeled the sides, I had done the different stickers so that it's not Japanese. I had tipped in because 2018 is when I actually found out about my Graves' disease. So I had tipped in this, and you can see like I used it for like 2 months because it's a front and back. And then I probably just did something else. Yeah, I started doing it by the monthly on here. So I did that, and then I don't really sure. Honestly, it's been a while. I'm not sure how much I decorated my monthlies. A little bit. Oh, there's the decoration. So I think I did kind of here and there, but not like consistently. That's a terrible, terrible leaf. But whatever. Yeah, so I did decorate a little bit. Oh my goodness. I almost got that fly. Did you see that fly? I kind of killed it. The joys of living on a farm. So there you go. That's pretty much most all of what I was using. I was tracking like when I was giving my dogs their monthly medicine. So let's go to the weeklies. I kind of decorated the weeklies a lot more. And I also used it while I was on vacation for sort of like, I really don't want to say journaling, just kind of more memory keeping kind of deal. So I definitely was using it more, for sure, and I was definitely decorating in it. I barely ever use the back pages, y'all. I'm terrible because I'm the kind of person that's like, I want to hoard them, and then I get to the end of the year. This is a classic example. I've used this all year. And here's a classic example. I have a couple pages and then look at all these empty pages because I'm like, but what if I run out and then I don't use them at all? It's ridiculous. And then I just have like a separate brain dump book. It's fine. But yeah, so I used it for preparation. Like I was starting to sell stuff to prepare the move. I knew it was going to be that following year we were going to leave. And oh, it's a planner custom, not from 2018. What one was that? BDS Codex Standard Mega. So that would have been it was a buffalo leather, and it was like a bright pink. I can't remember the name of it now. I didn't write it right. No, I didn't write the name of the leather, but I've already sold it. That didn't take long. So then I was like keeping track of my pool, and I was working on building a house, Christmas ideas. I know it's crazy. Like I built another house before I moved, sold 2 houses. It was all just, it was so much, so much. Different scriptures, and I had put these like, I don't even know what I was thinking, to be honest. They're like practically cardstock pages. These back pages are so thick and like practically immovable. So I don't know what I was thinking, but and then I had, oh, this is cute. I forgot about this. I had this cute little die cut made. And it says, ask me about my planner, and messy bun, because that's me all the time. I currently have a messy bun in my hair. And then it has there, and I had done this again. This was new to me. So in retrospect, that was a really stupid idea, because when I put the plastic cover on, it has one. So I should have like put it over here, but then I just ended up putting this one on, so it worked out. It was fine. So yes, this is a Allie Brown sticker, and it was just pink and simple. I had a number of covers. I'm not going to get into that, but I had a lot. So 2019, the following year, I had 2, and I will say, one of them was strictly for memory keeping and trying to keep track of building the house that we were building, because my husband, whenever we build one, he'll be like, so how much was that? And how long did that take? And he asks all these questions that my brain just can't remember and process anymore. So I got a Hobonichi Weeks, and I didn't really use the monthly a whole lot unless I knew that there was something that I needed to put in there for a date. And I literally just logged everything. I logged when stuff got done. And in the beginning it looked a lot better. As you go, you'll see I got a little messy. So then like the whole process of building the house, right down to everything. And so that I would put down the date that something got done, and same thing there, and then I just put a picture, same thing. And then there were some issues. So this is important too, like when you have a contractor that doesn't do something right, and if they won't fix it, then yeah, I want to make note of it so that I can come back and make sure it gets done. So then same thing here. And so like you can see that I write certain things like who it was that installed it and how much it cost and so on and so forth. So I continued to do that in all the pages basically until it was done. So it's a good thing to kind of go back to. So I will say, if you guys have a project that you really want to be able to go back and figure out, you know, how much did this cost? How long did it take? What contractors did I use? Because in the back, I even like wrote out all of the contractors and how much they cost. And I even wrote, would I use them again? Yes or no. So looks like it's about 50-50 there. It's 50% of them I would and 50 I wouldn't. So, and then same thing like on some of these other pages, there is phone numbers and stuff, so I'm not going to get into super details there. But this works out really, really well. I did actually like this idea, and I probably got it from the Planner Society lady. So she took her little things, and they do have stickies so you can stick them down, but then she took clear packing tape and went over it. I think it was her. I'm really just guessing, but and then you just kind of cut them out, and it leaves like a permanent mark for where your notes start, and you don't need to do it quite like, you could put it in more so it doesn't stick out as much. But I really wanted to be able to reference these pages very easily, so that worked out nice. So I really like that, and I might do that again. So that was strictly for that project. Then 2019, I went with a Hobo Weeks Mega. This was my one and only Mega that I've ever had. I had to look and double check to make sure I wasn't lying. Yes, it's the one and only Mega I ever had. And so again, I talked about this, and it frustrates me, y'all. It frustrates me. Look at all these pages I did nothing with. Nothing. Ugh, that makes me so mad that I do that. So still just kind of kept it simple, I guess, on the front pages. And then I did some scripture. I did a butterfly to signify my Graves' disease fight and my name. And then I did the same thing with decorating a little bit here and placing the weeks so that they are in English. And then I just did birthdays for the 12-month thing here. And then I did heavily decorate this year. I know for a fact that this one is probably like the most decorated, which is probably also why it's the thickest. So yeah, I just decorated, and this again this year was this was, oh, I love this one. This was the I was using this solely for planning this year, so I wasn't using astrology or anything like that. And so there it is. So basically then getting into the weeklies, you can see how long did I use this for, because I know I didn't go the whole, I'm pretty sure I didn't do the whole year. So some in September. See, because 2019 was the year we were moving, and so I literally got to the point that I was doing nothing because I was packing like feverishly, packing a whole farm to move 1,000 miles away. So I have all these kits and stuff that I had put in, and some I used and some I didn't. Like, I put it in there, but I didn't really do anything. So yeah, I literally was just getting everything ready. I was flying back and forth between South Carolina and Maine. So it was busy. 2019 was busy. So that, you can see though the difference of like chunkiness from the mega to the regular and how thick it can get. So these were sole planners. So then in 2020, and I, again, didn't like have a lot of cause for planning in 2020 because, again, we went from fixing up our house and selling it, building a brand new house and selling it, moving an entire farm 1,000 miles, moving stuff in like everywhere. I had a friend that I had storage. I had 2 trailers full, like a 40-foot and a 28-foot full of our stuff. And we put things here and there everywhere that we could. While we gutted the house, we started the end of October and finished mid-March. So yeah, I didn't have time to plan. That's an understatement. So I did kind of put stuff out a little bit, and then when we did finally move in March, I do kind of start jotting some stuff in here and there. And then I start jotting appointments, Bible studies, all of that. So I do use it some, but I really wasn't super consistent. So let's see. I'm just going through it. It was bad because mostly I was using my Mystology too. So I was writing contractors in blank pages. And was I really doing anything in the weeklies? Barely. Like some here and there, but really like almost none at all. So at this point I was using my Mystology. So yeah, passwords, I'm not gonna open that one. Doctors, medication I was on, bills. So that was 2020. So you can kind of see a pattern where I'm kind of like slipping away from the Hobonichi Weeks. So it gets worse. So this was this year. So honestly, when I bought it last year, what I thought I was going to do with it was like some weather tracking stuff. And so I did pretty decent in the beginning. Can see I was doing weather tracking just to kind of get an idea of what it was. And I will be excited to be able to go back to this and look. But then, and I did well, let's see, 4 months. I did well for 4 months. And then I literally just stopped using it. And then in the weeklies, I was kind of just doing like jotting down things like that happened. And then, well, I don't think I did anything in notes at all this year. No. So this literally got put up because I was so frustrated with myself. I wasn't using it. I said, forget it. I'm putting it away. So I did. Then I got sick again. So probably about July or August. I can't remember. My thyroid started acting up again despite all of the things that I did. And so I have had to make some serious life changes. And with that being said, I made the decision to pull this back out again and start doing complete like food tracking to get an idea of what I'm eating and so forth. And then a shopping list. So I'm keeping this just in, this is like a cover on cover that I had from another one. Keeping this in a cover on cover and bringing this with me because I can wipe it down with bleach wipes and sanitize it and not worry that I'm bringing germs home. I've already had COVID, so I'm not worried about that, but I'm more concerned about bringing stuff back. So, so yeah, I can use this for shopping now, and so I'm physically planning out my meals now because I can eat potatoes, but I'm no longer allowed to eat grains of any kind, which is difficult. I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be. I can only eat vegetables if they're cooked, and I can eat potatoes. So, so some of these things are just like me, like I've looked up all sorts of new recipes, and I may kind of use some of the back pages to write recipes and stuff on, but solely my decision is I'm going to use this as my meal planner, and I'm gonna continue with it because I do really need to track my food intake, and I need to be more accountable. And I really do strongly feel like that is why I got sick again, because I got busy, I just wasn't doing things right, and I started eating not so great. So I need to get back off the gluten. I need to be pretty much sugar-free as much as possible, and I need to be grain-free as much as possible. So I'm just kind of doing this more for accountability. I do need to write in what I had today, which I will do that right now. Let's see, breakfast I had sausage. Pen doesn't want to write. And I didn't really have a whole lot for lunch. Spell that right. And I had some chips, which I really need to not eat chips anymore either. And cheese. So yeah, I didn't eat a whole lot for lunch. This is kind of part of my problem, is that when a provider tells me I have to be super strict on my food, I just don't eat because I'm too frustrated that it's too much work, and that's not good. So that's that. So this was a bit of a fail for a large portion of 2021, but I think that I can get it together and use it strictly for meal planning. So that is my plan. So with that said, I did go ahead and get the Liberty fabrics, and I like it. I don't know, and you know, like I know that everybody's Hobonichis are a little bit different. The greens and the yellows I'm not like a super fan of. So it's just sort of meh to me, but it's fine because this year was meh and I didn't like the cover like at all. And I just found a paper that I really love and put it in there, and I'm just going to do the same thing with this if I get tired of it. So I just have it on a regular cover on cover from Hobo. I have their card in there, and I'm not going to do like anything other than I put somewhere. Yep, I put a sticky here because I will take this one out for next year when next year comes, and this one will go in. So I just put that one in there, but that's it because I'm not using it for planning. I don't need a ton of stickers and all that stuff. So I was trying to think like what I would track in the monthly, and so this is, I think, what I've decided. So in the monthlies, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to track my grocery spending and exercise, just like those two things, so I can kind of have a little bit of a health component with my exercise in here to just look at it quick, but it won't fill up my planner. Because I do find, and I'll show you what I mean, that in my monthly for my planner, if I'm tracking as well, you find a month that I know I did it well. See how busy it gets, you know, just, I feel like it gets, that's really busy. So that's too much for me. So yeah, I need to have it somewhere else so it's not filling up my actual planner. So I think I'm just going to put it here, and then I'll just literally put how much money I spent. And I have these like little grocery cart thing stickers that I bought a long time ago, and I'll use those, and then I'll use those dumbbells. So I'll just kind of do them like on top and bottom to do that. So that's my plan. And then I'm going to use back pages for recipes that worked out well, so I can just have them on hand so I'm not digging for them. And that is it. That's my plan. I'm gonna use a pen in the plastic pen loop until it falls off. I'm not buying a cover for this, like, you know, an expensive cover. I'm just gonna keep it in this so that I can wipe it down. I don't care if it gets cloudy or whatever from using bleach wipes, but that's the plan. And that is my Hobonichi Weeks journey, because there's other Hobonichis, but this is my week's journey from 2018 all the way to coming 2022. So thank you guys for joining me, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!